Four-game winning streak for your New York Knicks comes to an end as your New York Knicks lose to the Utah Jazz. The 4-12 Utah Jazz, by the way, they were 1-5 at home prior to tonight. The Knicks lose to the Jazz 106-121. Yeah. That just happened. I just want to, first of all, appreciate every single one who joining me tonight. Another Knicks Nation post game. I just want to give a shout out to Cam Payne, OG Anunoby, and Jericho Sims. Thank you for showing up tonight. Everyone else, you can stay in Utah. You can stay in Utah. Shout out to Anunoby. Shout out to Cam Payne. And shout out to Jericho Sims. Man, oh man. Utah is the New York Knicks' house of horrors. Every team has a place where they can't win. Every team has a house of horror. And the playing in Utah is the Knicks. They just can't win in Utah. We're 2-9 in our last 11 games in Utah. 2-9. The Jazz are 4-12, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Look, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Obviously, this was a bummer. These losses happen, but, still kind of concerning. Still concerning warts and that we got points at and look at, but yeah, this one stung. This one stung a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one stung. Coming off that 4-game winning streak, feeling good. Utah on the schedule, go 2 in a row. This one was a shocker, man. This one was a shocker. The problem tonight was defense. For this Knicks team. Defense was just not there tonight. The Jazz were getting anything they wanted in the paint. Anything they wanted in the paint tonight. And, that's been the Knicks' problem this year is the defense in the paint has been an issue. How many points in the paint did the Jazz have tonight? 46 points in the paint for the Utah Jazz. I mean, watching this team, watching defensively, we suck right now. We're not good defensively. It is what it is. Just call it like you see it. The New York Knicks are not good defensively. They're not a good defensive team. And yes, we talked about this great offense. And when you miss shots like you did tonight, when everyone is off, it seems like when you're going to have off nights, scoring 130 is not sustainable. And the Knicks showed you tonight that, when they're going to have these off nights offensively, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. It's inexcusable defensively tonight. From everybody. From everybody. Except Sims and Payne, really. So just wanted to open up this post game saying shout out to Cam Payne, OG Anunoby, and Jericho Sims. Thank you for showing up tonight. Everyone else, I don't know what the heck they ate before tonight's game, but Jalen Brunson he's a couple of times this season he's had these weird games, just looking lost offensively. Defensively, he was getting cooked by George. Knicks finally switched that matchup in the fourth quarter. by putting Josh Hart on George. But it wasn't just George. The Jazz were attacking Brunson almost every time. Pick and rolls with Brunson and Cat. It's a problem. It's a problem. And look, the Jazz shot a high percentage tonight, but most of those shots were open, guys. I mean, it'll like a lot of times tonight is a layup line. Layup line for the Utah Jazz. (17 of 51 from 3. 39% from the field. Cat 1 of 9. Finally, he regressed. You know, he's not going to shoot 50% from 3 the whole season. It sucks that the regression hit tonight. 8 offensive boards for Cat. Brunson tonight, I thought, did not look good at all. 23 and 8 for JB. But look, Tom Thibodeau, play. The first time I'm going to say this all season, why did Thibs take out Jericho Sims? I never thought I would say that. But Jericho Sims deserved to play like 20 minutes tonight. He was the only presence down low for this Knicks team. And look at the plus minus. Jericho Sims, plus 19 in 9 minutes for Jericho Sims. Campaign, plus 2. Got the Knicks back in the damn game in the third quarter. 17-0 run. You're like, oh, all right. I mean, it's looking like the Bulls game. Hopefully we can win this one. And then, no. Defensively, they couldn't keep up with the Jazz. But, you know, the only guys that showed up tonight were three people. Sims, Payne, and Anunoby. And Daddy in the 3 minutes where he had 2 great defensive possessions in the 3 minutes from Daddy. So, oh, man. Just this. Look, losses like this happen. I get it. But I can't. Let's hit some of these comments. Appreciate you in the chat joining me here tonight. The Jazz were on fire. Sometimes that happens. Our defense has been a problem every single game. Yeah, Jazz were on fire, and most of those threes that they were taking were open. Most of those threes they were taking were open, getting everything around the rim, and it was coming with ease for them, you know. And look, defensively, this Knicks team is not where they would like to be. They're a problem. They stink. They stink. They stink. We took the lead when Sims came in. Yeah, Sims and Payne did an absolutely incredible job tonight. Just horrible game. Knicks 100 GM. It was just a horrible game all around. We showed up thinking we just gonna win because we showed up. Yeah. And look, typical trap game, but I didn't think it was gonna be a trap game simply due to the fact that the Utah Jazz are not good. But this is why you cannot take any team lightly. Can't take these teams lightly, man. Jazz just got Kessler back. Kessler was providing his rim protection around the rim. Another thing tonight that I haven't even touched on. Tom Thibodeau did not close the game with number 25, Mikal Bridges. It was Campaign to close the game, and for good reason. Campaign played an absolutely incredible game, he did his all to get the Knicks back in this game. Campaign is the Knicks cheat code off the bench. But Mikal Bridges just didn't have it tonight. Offensively, 3 of 15 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. Not good. Not good, Mikal. A lot of open shots that he was missing tonight. A lot. And look, just was a bad game from Mikal Bridges tonight. And Thibs decided to close with Campaign and pretty much bench Mikal Bridges down the stretch. And look, it wasn't just a Mikal problem. It was a Brunson problem, offensively and defensively. Cat couldn't hit anything tonight. 8 offensive rebounds for Cat, but he was 0 of 8 from 3 to start, I believe. Just couldn't hit anything. And that's the problem when you have such a high-powered offense. When you're going to have nights like this, 17 to 51 from 3, well, that's not good. And when you're not going to play good defense, it's a problem. Lauri Markkanen, 34 points, 11 of 15 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3. I mean, these dudes were just balling. Sexton tried to punk Cat in the 4th, and then he comes back and hits a dagger half-court 3. Nothing was working for this Knicks team tonight. Nothing was working for this team. Collins was all over the place. I honestly don't know what I was watching out there. The Jazz were you might as well just let them score. I mean, 38 second quarter points, 34 fourth quarter points for them. Third quarter was obviously the big run that the Knicks made. And yeah, I kind of just want to throw this game in the trash because this is terrible, man. This game was bad. Bridges tried to trap the corner to help Brunson and just left his man wide open. That's why he got benched. He got benched for a lot of reasons, Knicks under GM. Turned the ball over some tonight. Just a bad game from Mikal Bridges. And you know, he had his moments in the first quarter, which like he got a good steal, a big steal in the first quarter, and he was looking good. Got a block in the first quarter, and then he just couldn't hit anything. And it's not defensively. It wasn't. I think this was more defensively on Brunson and Cat because the Jazz were just attacking that pick and roll all night. And Brunson at times tonight he looked lost. He looked like he did not know how to defend a pick and roll. Going underneath the screens, Jazz just pull up, shoot it, bang. And you know, this is a trend now, right? It's not just a one-game sample size. It's a trend that the Knicks are bad defensively. Bridges shot us out the game. How can you lose to a 3-12 team? Chris Goodwin. Every time we think this team has figured it out, they do this crap. Look, the Knicks are 9-7. They're 4-5 away from Madison Square Garden. Prior to this game, they won 5 out of 6. Nights like this happen. Like I said earlier, playing in Utah is the New York Knicks' house of horror. They do not win in Utah. Whenever Utah is on the schedule, you can probably chalk that up for a loss for this Knicks team. 2-9 in their last 11 games in Utah. And look, just no excuses, man. You just can't lose a game like this. But obviously, you flush it in the toilet. So clearly, some things to work on still. But shout out to Payne, Anunoby with his best offensive game this season, and Jericho Sims, I thought, should have got more playing time tonight. Because when Jericho Sims was in this basketball game, especially in that third quarter, you saw his presence down low. Bigger body, contesting shots, and the Jazz were having issues with Sims down low. And as crazy as as crazy as I'm saying that, it's a fact. Sims was a presence tonight, and I know Thibs wanted to get his guys in there to try to shoot them out this game, but defensively was the issue tonight. I mean, look, you scored 106 points, but if you were just good defensively, you wouldn't, like, I don't know. You scored 106 points, but you shot 19 of 34 from 3. I don't know. This one. Jazz says Mikal is insanely low performing. Mikal, offensively, this was just a bad game for Mikal. Just bad. A lot A lot of those shots, too, were easy. Open shots, his prototypical mid-range stuff that he's been nailing all season long. But his three-point shot is a problem now. I mean, he loves to take those fast break threes, kind of like leaning into the three a little bit, fading into the three a little bit, and he was clanking them. He was clanking them. It was clank after clank after clank. Even his short mid-range stuff was clanking. But I thought it really started with Brunson tonight. It just one of those. It reminded me of that Hawks game. It's like some of the decision making. There was a play where a few times he got matched up with Walker Kessler, and he just didn't really know what to do. Like, he would try to take him off the dribble, then he would back up a little bit, then he would hesitate, then shot clock's already at like 5 seconds, and the possession's dead at that point. So I think, obviously it starts with the head. Cat with a poor shooting night, and obviously defensively was a problem. But yeah, just terrible game from your New York Knicks. And now you start this West Coast trip 1-1. Look, you could have been 2-0. You're 1-1, and it just sucks coming off that great victory in Phoenix. Yeah. Appreciate every single one of you hit some of these comments. I see you guys voicing your frustration in the chat. Oh, man. This Rover says, I can't believe I wanted to see Sims on the court more than Cat tonight. Crazy how those words even escape my mouth. Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Sims has put together a nice few games here. And when Sims was in the game, as we saw the plus minus, I know that's kind of a wonky stat, but plus 19 for Jericho Sims. And yeah, just didn't happen. Didn't happen. Hit him up, says, nights like this don't happen to good teams. Do you think Boston or Cleveland will lose to the Jazz? It happens. Hit him up. It happens every now and then. Somebody tweeted me that the Celtics lost back-to-back games to Atlanta last season. Look, it happens. Obviously, we're living in the moment right now. It sucks, but it's a house of horror for this team. Utah is not where the Knicks, they don't perform there. And the Knicks were 7-26 from 3 in the first half. So when you pair bad defense with bad shooting night, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. Brunson couldn't put a layup to save his life tonight. Yeah. Amanda, what's going on, Amanda? That's why I'm not getting hype. Beating weak teams, got to hold it together when it gets tough. Yeah. I'm sure the guys are looking at themselves in the locker room, and it starts on the defensive end. They got to clean it up. They're like watching them defensively. It's bad, guys. It's bad. Like it's not good. And if you look at the pick and roll defense is terrible. And just look how many points they've allowed here. Ever since the Bulls game, right? 124 points. 122 to Brooklyn, 104. 106 to the Wizards. 122 to Phoenix without KD or Beal. 121 to the Utah Jazz. At Denver on Monday, it's another 120 point. It's like if you don't score above 120, you're not going to win the game. Like this Knicks team has, like, they have to score. They have to score over 120 points if they're not going to play well defensively. Have to. At Denver, at Dallas, at Charlotte, the Knicks can still, have a successful road trip. Obviously, they win the next 3. We kind of forget about this one. But defensively, they have to get better. Defensively, they are an issue. There's a reason why they're on the bottom 10 in the NBA defensively. And look, obviously, injuries are a reason for that. No Precious, no Deuce. But still, the starting five defensively have to improve. If you want to get to where you want to get to, you cannot play defense like this. Cannot. And Brunson finally decided to play defense in the fourth quarter. When there's like 2 minutes left, that's when you finally decide to play some defense. What about when we're down 17 and, they're hitting 3 after 3 and we actually need a stop? Like, it has to be a team effort. Guys have to look at themselves in the mirror and just say that this needs to stop, because defensively, this Knicks team is not where they need to be. They're not. Offensively, we've had such a great start, but this is what happens when you don't shoot the ball well from 2. You don't shoot the ball well from 3. Defensively, you're bad. This is what happens. You lose to a team that is 4-12. That's what happens. That's what happens. Tony, what's going on? Thibs, what's wrong with putting on your starters on the bench and putting in Sims, Daddy A. Payne, Kolek, and Huck Porty? I just thought Thibs kind of went back to his starters too soon in that fourth quarter. He should have let it ride out a little bit, man. I know Payne played the majority. I think he played the whole fourth quarter. But I would have liked to see Sims out there, just someone else giving you a spark, because like I said, no one else besides 3 people showed up tonight in Utah. And no one else, And I thought Thibs could have let Sims go out there, be out there longer. And yeah, just it's terrible. It's a bad game, guys. I mean, it's just a bad offensive game, and when defensively, when you play like that, you're gonna lose. It's not even just to the Utah Jazz. I mean, to anybody. But 17-0 run, 17-0 run for the Knicks in that third quarter. Campaign has just continued to be that cheat code for the Knicks off the bench. And, you see Tom Thibodeau searching for different lineups to play Campaign with Brunson, Mikal tonight. But, it has to be like, if you're going to get those performances from the Knicks starters, just didn't feed off of the energy from Payne and Sims. They just didn't feed off of it. It's like, okay, those guys would come in. They got the lead down to 2. We could have took the lead in that third quarter, but I don't know. Just a lot of weird possessions to take that lead in the third quarter. I think to open up the fourth, back-to-back turnovers. Like, it's one of those games where you kind of don't want to look at the film, but they have to look at the film and see what they're going to improve on, because it was bad. It was bad. Dis Rover, what a night when we were tying the game back up with our bench while our starters let the Jazz go back up 10+. I wanted that 10-6 record. Yeah, Campaign was off tonight. He didn't shoot the ball well. I don't care about that, because Campaign got the Knicks back in this basketball game like he got the Knicks back in the Bulls basketball game. And he was gassed, man. He played the most minutes this season. He was gassed. It can't just be Campaign, Tony. It can't just be Campaign trying to do it all. He already did his job. 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 block shots from Campaign. Campaign is 6 foot. 2 blocks from Campaign tonight. 1 steal. I thought that could have been 3 steals. I need more guys to play like Campaign. That's what we need. That's what we need. And we have been. We do have guys that play like that. But Payne tonight was incredible. OG Anunoby tonight was incredible. 7 of 12 from 3 tonight from Anunoby. Ticky-tack fouls. 27 points. Amazing performance from OG Anunoby. 3 steals for him. Cat, no show. Jalen Brunson, no show. This is why you have to watch 23 and 8 for Jalen Brunson. It was not good, not great, not a good game from Brunson. Josh Hart had some moments tonight, but defensively is where the problem lies for this Knicks team. And Mikal Bridges, MIA. This was Mikal Bridges' worst game as a New York Knick, and I'm hoping that it will be the worst game he ever plays in a Knick uniform. I'm hoping. His shot was just not falling, and that fed. Everyone's shot wasn't falling. It wasn't just Mikal, but most of those shots were timely. So yeah, guys, throw it in the bag. Throw this game away. Will Smith, Men in Black, Flash. Did this just happen? No, it didn't. I don't know. We lost to Utah. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's how I feel right now. Oh, man. I don't blame Cam whatsoever. He deserves zero blame tonight. Yeah. Bro, even Tyler Kolek was ding these dudes up, moving the ball. And that's the thing. That's where I think Tom Thibodeau needs to learn. To play the guys that, clearly your starters don't have it. Clearly, besides Anunoby. Clearly they don't have it, right? So play the guys that are playing with passion, aggression, defense. Kolek got in there. I mean, even freaking Pack Home Daddy, like I said earlier, played 2 minutes, and in 2 possessions, he played amazing defense in those 2 to 3 minutes. So reward him. Play him longer. Jericho Sims, 9 minutes tonight. That's terrible. Reward these guys if they're going to play well. But he didn't do it. You bench Mikal Bridges down the stretch. I could have made an argument. You could have benched everyone else down the stretch besides OG Anunoby in that starting 5. And you could have just closed the last 6 minutes or 8 minutes and see what everyone else would have gotten you. Because this starting lineup tonight just didn't have it. Just didn't have it tonight. Tony says Anunoby was our best player tonight and played fewer minutes than the rest of the starters besides Bridges. Yeah, because he got into foul trouble. So, look, Anunoby was an incredible offensive game from him. Best offensive game this season from him. And he was lights out. And, 10 of 19 from the field. Hit him up, says, and we probably beat Denver on Monday. Yeah, so please beat Denver on Monday so we can forget about this Utah Jazz loss, because that's all I want right now is the Knicks to go to Denver, beat Denver, score 130 points, win the game, and then go to Dallas, hoping that you can kind of sustain the momentum from that. But guys, Denver, they're a great team, right? Great team, Denver. I know they're kind of struggling this year. Not where they need to be, but it's another game on the road, another West Coast game. But defensively, I mean, Jokic is going to cook this team right now. I mean, he might get 20 assists on Monday. Jokic. The way the Knicks are playing defense, Jokic might get 15 or 20 assists on Monday. They have to figure out ways to just put the fire out, You have to – the problem is teams are starting to run on the Knicks. Transition defense has been a problem all year long, and it's just amongst other things too, but you got to figure out ways. Look, Tom Thibodeau is too smart of a defensive coach to not figure out a scheme for these guys, Offensively, they got it. You could chalk this up to a bad shooting night offensively. And it was. But defensively, Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff need to figure out a scheme to get this Knicks team where it needs to be. And we can't look. Tony says we need McBride and Precious back. You might have to put Bridges coming on off the bench when Mitch gets healthy. It can't just be at some point. Look, Precious and McBride are going to come back soon, and maybe that's the solution. Like I've been saying it, maybe that's just the solution. Those guys are a big for us defensively, especially Precious Achiuwa. But, this starting five, it starts with them. Starts with them. They have to get better defensively. They do. Chris Connor, appreciate you in here bringing some optimism on this rough Saturday evening. New York Knicks lose to the Utah Jazz, the 4-12 Utah Jazz, 121 to 106. Not too worried. Almost our entire second line is on the injured list right now. When Deuce, Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson, Shamet return, that will make a huge difference. Yeah, look, obviously I've been saying that. It's easy to say that. It's easy to point to our defensive anchors just being out. But if this is going to be your starting five, if you're not going to tinker with the lineup, they still need to be better defensively, right? You cannot, in a blink of an eye, in 6 minutes into the game, it's the opposing team has 20 points. Like 6 minutes into the game. It's like, damn, I didn't even get a chance to sit down and eat my snacks. Like, what just happened? 6 minutes into the game, it's 20-10. So the starters just have to get better defensively right now. It starts with them, right? And it just can't. You just can't keep giving up these quarters where 38 points, 34 points, like that's demoralizing. And then you have to climb this mountain, right? You get down by so much, 21. What was the largest lead tonight? 21. And then you climb the mountain, you get all the way back, you exert all this energy, and then poof. After that, you exert all this energy, and that's 19 was the largest lead, excuse me. But yeah, these points in the paint have to improve. Knicks actually 29 fast break points. Only 9 turnovers for this Knicks team. 18 turnovers for this Jazz team. So, points conceded off turnovers, 11. Points conceded off turnovers for the Utah Jazz, 36. Rebounds, 52 rebounds for the Utah Jazz tonight, 40 rebounds for the New York Knicks. The assist numbers, Knicks have been sharing the rock, 25 assists, 30 assists for Utah. Look, credit to Utah, man. They came in here, they punched the Knicks in the mouth from the start. Knicks obviously got on that 17-0 run. They played a heck of a game. They attacked pick and rolls where they needed to attack. Guys were just playing amazing. Marketing couldn't miss. And the Knicks just couldn't hit anything tonight. And it is what it is. It happens. I thought the referees were like whatever tonight. But, if you can't hit a basket, if you can't hit an open three, if Brunson's going to have one of those weird Brunson games like he did tonight, you're not going to win too many games doing that. So shout out to Payne. Shout out to Sims. Shout out to Anunoby. Just everyone else just has to come together and just figure out this scheme defensively, No excuses on this loss. Knicks had 2 days off. I feel like Thibs played the guys that were struggling tonight way too much. Yeah, I agree. I thought Thibs went to the starters a long time, and they were struggling. And I thought he should have rid Jericho Sims more. I thought he should have, maybe Tyler Kolek in there more, maybe Daddy A in there more. Think about the Jazz was they're young, they're hungry. I know they stink, but these fast-paced teams, it's a problem for this Knicks defense. It's a problem. These young, hungry teams are going to be a problem this year, especially if the Knicks can't get it together defensively. If we want to win a championship, we can't be going, we just need one person back to fix everything. Yeah, that's why what brings me to guys in the starting lineup have to be better defensively. have to be better defensively. You know, Precious, will he help? Of course. Mitchell Robinson, will he help? Of course. But that's still a month away. Deuce, will he help? Of course. But the starting five is the issue right now defensively. So that's somewhere that the Knicks have to figure out. As soon as the Jazz went up 9-2 in the first quarter, I just knew this was going to be one of those games. Yeah, jaw skill. Yep. Well, with that, we would have to put Cat at the 4 and Mitch at the 5 and Area Hook Porty as the official backup 5. Yeah, look. I don't really want to switch anything. I think, look, starting 5, obviously offensively, they're playing great tonight. Not so much. Knicks are 9-7. Win in Denver. Make us forget about this game, please. Just make us forget about this game. Go out in Denver and win. That's another place where the Knicks haven't won. Like Denver, Utah, these arenas where the Knicks are struggling. So just go out there, Denver, give us a better defensive effort. Things have to improve. You're 9-7. It's a bad game. Bad loss to a bad team. It happens. But you got things to improve. That's for sure. The vibes were high. 4 in a row. 5 out of your last 6. All that is done for. All that is done for. So just got to regroup, watch the tape tomorrow, and come out Monday with a bang. Win in Denver. You can still kind of, you win in Denver, win 3 straight. Denver, Dallas, and Charlotte. 4-1 road trip is a great road trip still, and the Knicks have a chance to do that. I said if the Knicks go 3-2 or 4-1, I still think that is a good road trip. So if the Knicks, I know looking at this game, this is one of the games where you're like, this is one of these games where you chalk up a win. Like you look at the schedule, you see the Utah Jazz, you chalk up a win. Now the Knicks have to kind of get one of these next 2 in Denver and Dallas, or even both of them. 4-1, 3-2 West Coast trip is still a good trip, but it starts with a win. You got to win your next game. You do. And I have faith that these guys will come together and do that. Jaw skillful. Getting Walker Kessler would have been great for us. He was killing us tonight. Yeah, and there was a funny I tweeted a video on the Knicks Nation at Knicks Nation on X about Walker Kessler saying what's up to every single Knick before the game. But yeah, Walker Kessler, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, just rim protector, man. He's a great rim protector around the rim. And that's why, those rumors with the Knicks and Walker Kessler came about, but I don't think they would, like, if we get Mitch back, hopefully he can be that guy, but Kessler is a good young center in this league, and he's a great rim protector. And yeah, they got bigs. I mean, Kessler and who's their other big off the bench? Juzang off the bench played well for them. Like Johnny Juzang played well for them. Clarkson didn't do anything. And their starters played extremely well. So chalk this up for a bad loss for this Knicks team. And you just got to move on and go win a game in Denver. Just go win a game in Denver, please. Just make us forget about this one because this is bad. All around, Mikal Bridges, you got to get it together. Offensively, from 3 especially, you got to get it together, Mikal. Otherwise, the noise is just going to keep on. You're just going to keep on hearing the noise from Mikal. But I'm not worried for Mikal offensively. He will get it together, but nights like tonight make you like, damn, man. If he would have just hit, Mikal would have just hit 4 or 5 of those open shots, it changes the landscape of this game, believe it or not. Because Mikal was missing a 3, then Utah will come down and hit a 3. That's a 6-point swing right there. And that happened a lot tonight. A lot of open misses just weren't. Like Brunson around the rim stuff, just in and out. This one sucked, guys. This one sucked. Need a backup option if the shooting is off as well. More plays run, attacking the basket, dishing from the ball. In Sims, Achua, OG, Mitch in the paint underneath the basket. The thing is, offensively, we're good, man. Offensively, we're good. It's just the defense, guys. Like, I don't even care that the Knicks shot. I don't even care that the Knicks shot so poor tonight. That's not going to happen night in, night out. Like, they're not going to shoot 33% from 39% from the field. They're not. Cat is not going to shoot 1 of 9 from 3. Mikal 1 of 7 from 3. Brunson 2 of 9 from 3. So bad shooting night, but it's the defense that's been an issue for this team. So this Rover says there's generally no excuse losing to a 3-12, now 4-12 basketball team. None. No excuse whatsoever losing to this Utah Jazz team. Chalk it up, man. It's a house of horrors. It is what it is. You know, I said my piece on it, but it's a bad loss. They got to look at themselves in the mirror, and then defensively they have to come together as a unit and play better against the Denver Nuggets and just play team defense against that great team. Because if they're not going to, it's going to be another long night for this Knicks team. And, you know, I can't wait to see how they respond on Monday. I really can't. All right, guys. Appreciate every single one of you joining me here tonight on this Saturday night. Enjoy your Saturday night. I know this Knicks team obviously put a damper in it with this loss, but, you know, go out, enjoy your Saturday night, rest up. I'll be back doing another post-game versus Denver, and we'll see if they answer back. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.